So hi guys, my name is Chanel and this is me just giving random advice based on my experiences. I am nowhere in the psychology field. This is just, as I said before, my experiences. As I overcame certain things, I learned a lot. So I just want to give you some advice or give you some tips based on my experiences, if that's okay. So yeah, I just want to be casual with you guys. Try not to be stiff, but this is just me talking about certain things that Christians face. Godly relationships. If your desire is to follow God and follow His commandments, you also need, while in a relationship, you also need to make time for God. Both of you all. A lot of things can creep in and distract the both of you. So I think that it's very important to stay in tune, to pray more, pray on your own, pray together, do devotions together. I think it's important to keep God in the midst of your relationship. If your desire is to seek God's face with that person as well as by yourself. Right? So, because at the end of the day, we all have to answer to ourselves. You don't want to take that risk of, falling short in terms of your spiritual life. You have to stop and reevaluate certain things, think things through, and apply it to your life. It's not easy, but it's also not impossible. If you're serious about it, you will put in the work for it. So another thing is Christians get discouraged. I don't know why people think that Christians have everything all together. I don't know why they think everybody's happy all the time. We all face hardship, loss, heartbreak, you name it. We all have struggles, we all have questions, we all have our doubts. Sometimes we don't even feel to pray, pick up our Bible, worship, you name it. So don't think that our lives are perfect. Don't think that we don't face struggles, because we do. And it's also important that you don't point out certain things, because a lot of people will say, and she's a Christian. Like, a lot of people are on different levels of Christian maturity. So try not to be quick to judge, others at the end of the day. You can, however, step in and guide that person in the right direction. But condemning somebody, it doesn't help a situation, and vice versa. A Christian condemning a non-Christian, we need to stop. We need to stop it. If we see something out of place, step in, give advice, and help that person, right? So yeah, back to not feeling to pick up our Bible or pray. I do believe that the Bible has a lot of answers, certain things that I have been struggling with. The Bible has a lot of answers, stories that you can compare your situation with. People in the Bible experience certain things that you may be facing as well. So that can also be a great help. We'll try devotions. I usually use the YouVersion Bible app. It has a lot of topics, things that you're facing, struggles. There's a lot of topics that you can choose, and you can do devotions based on that. That helped me a lot, and I still use it to this day. So a lot of people struggle with identity. Even as full-grown adults, some of us are still trying to figure out who we are, what we're supposed to do, what's our purpose in life, what's our purpose in Christ. A lot of us are very puzzled. So a lot of young people come to older folks, in terms of seeking help, seeking advice, but they're not being counseled and comforted. It's not the case for everybody, but this was just my observation on certain things. So a lot of them are not being comforted and counseled, and it can cause them to turn away and go back to their old life, their old habits, their old lifestyle. So it's important to pay attention, it's important to keep people close, it's important to comfort and counsel and not judge others. So help them with their questions. Don't make them regret confiding in you, because a lot of them come with very personal problems and they are taking that brave step to speak to you about it openly. So don't condemn them based on their past and their choices, and that they have made. Side note, we are all entitled to our opinions. So if a non-Christian comes to a Christian person and just having a conversation, and they give their 2 cents of the situation, some people may be like quick to back and quick to bite, but at the end of the day, hear each other out. That's where good communication comes in, right? It's very important to listen to each other's opinion, because where disaster strikes is that the ignorance and the arrogance and the impatience and all those stuff jumbled together can cause the conversation to derail or to go haywire. Help others if you see them struggling or want attention, because everybody wants attention. We all want attention sometimes. Some people seek attention excessively. I guess people might say overdo, but at the end of the day, they have a lack of something, and we need to try and fill that gap by showing love, being patient with that person. So yeah, just to reiterate everything that I've said, quality relationships, stay in tune with God. Keep in mind that Christians do struggle and they do get discouraged at times. Young Christians, babes in Christ, they are still trying to figure out certain things, so be mindful to console them and counsel, show them love at the end of the day, right? Because they're still trying to figure out who they are, and sometimes people who are even Christians for years, they still need that counsel at the end of the day, right? So that's it. So I hope that some of these tips are helpful and encourages you in some kind of way. So thank you so much, and bye.